Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Charlton Rooster here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to House of the Dying Sun. This was quite a late minute pickup for me from the Steam sale. I think it's fairly cheap just now and it's really worth checking out. It's a really interesting game. I will say off the bat that the game is quite short. I think it took me about 8 hours or so to beat everything and do all the challenges. It's really fun, but it's a blend. Almost if Battlestar Galactica and Homeworld had a baby, it would look a bit like this. The whole premise of the game is that the Emperor is dead, and you're one of the Avenging Guard that's going to seek retribution for the death of the Emperor. And basically, when you start the game, you're just one fighter, but as you progress, you unlock 2 wingmen, you unlock some destroyers, and you eventually unlock a frigate. So you have to hunt down all the traitor lords throughout the galaxy. When you're greeted with the game initially, it opens like this. So the whole point is that you're going to progress. You progress your way through all of the different levels, and initially you are quite weak because you're just a single fighter. So basically what happens is you engage in the objectives that are on the map, and then you have to run away from the traitor battleships that show up. Eventually you can become strong enough that you actually kill these traitor battleships, and you can start amping up the difficulty a little bit, and I really have enjoyed the game. So I'm just going to show you one of the levels, maybe somewhere in the middle, and just kind of show you what that gameplay looks like. So there are bonuses and things like that as you're playing through. I'm just going to play on kind of a regular-ish difficulty here just to show you. So this is the fleet that you end up with. So you've got 3 destroyers, 3 interceptors, and a frigate. And you can kind of set them up however you want. I mostly went with shields because I was taking on some of those stronger battleships that I was talking about. But you've got quite a lot of diversity in the different abilities. You've got things like autocannon drones, engine modifications. So you can kind of make little builds that work for you and work for your playstyle. And this is kind of my ultimate playstyle that I've really enjoyed. Put some slightly long-range weapons on the interceptors with anti-shield that are kind of long-range. And I kind of left my destroyers and frigates on artillery and anti-shield duty. So I'm just going to launch into this level just to show you how the game plays out. And hopefully you'll get to see an essence of this. If you're enjoying yourself and you're watching, give me a like. I really would heavily recommend checking this game out. It's really fun. Kind of arcade/tactical space game. And as I say, it doesn't take a whole lot of your time. So I'll show you immediately here. So we're going to pause. So this is your initial view. So you are in control of a fighter. You fly around and shoot and do all that good stuff. But there is also this tactical menu that you can enter. What you can do from this tactical menu, and it immediately reminds me of the Homeworld sort of 3D planes that you get in those levels. And what you can do is order different elements of your strike group to do different things. So our primary objective is to destroy these 2 destroyers. So what I can do is I can select one of the destroyers. I can tell my destroyers to engage it. I can also tell my destroyers to engage the other destroyer. So you can kind of chain commands. So it kind of prioritizes what's happening. And you'll see that there is actually a carrier in the distance. This carrier, I'm going to make the target of my frigates. And my fighters are going to deal with anything that spawns from the carrier. At the moment, the fighters will kind of follow you around and find targets. So we're going to jump into one of the fighters here. And shields are optional, so you can have shields, you can have really strong hulls, or as I say, you can build those sort of kamikaze builds or whatever you want to do. And there's always a primary objective and a bonus. The bonus is just to scan containers, so I'm just going to fly around and capture some of those. It takes a little bit, I would say, for you to get used to it. And the element that reminds me of Battlestar Galactica is one of the things you can do is you can drift. So you keep continuously moving in the direction you're facing, but you can flip the ship around. So you can gauge stuff that's happening behind you. And there's a full boost and all that kind of stuff. And it is really addictive. It's really simple, but it's really addictive. There we go. So we've destroyed one of the counts that we have to destroy here. This ship has shields, which means you have to use a very specific shield weapon to take them out. So I've switched to my shield weapons, spin back around, engage. And I really love this pixel style of artwork. So we got rid of that. We've got bombs, but I don't really need to waste my bombs. See if we can do a little flip here. We can engage it. Here we go. There we go, yes. All of my big guns are engaging now, because we're very strong on this difficulty. There we go. Alright, we managed to take out that and do the objectives. Now, we could run away at this stage, because we've done our main objective, or we could try taking on one of the traitor flagships, which I think is what we're going to do. So I'm going to start engaging this carrier. And what I like about this, in terms of a fighter, is you can equip bombs and missiles and all sorts of stuff. And so you've got dumbfire bombs. Now the reason you'd want maybe dumbfire bombs over the guided missiles is they can't be intercepted, whereas your missiles can. And often you are actually intercepting missiles that are being fired against your own ship. So I've got this very basic aiming reticle. I'm going to come in for the carrier attack here. Trying to avoid some guns. Oh, that's bad bombs there. Got a few in. There we go. That really annihilates some of his hull. I want to get rid of this carrier before we go after the bigger battleship, if we can. And yeah, at any point you can start ordering your units around and getting them to do things. You can do it from the cockpit as well, but I much prefer doing it from the tactical view that I showed you at the beginning. So there's the carrier gone. And now we're going to start looking for nearest enemy capital. Noises our shields down. And the way that your lives work in this is that as long as the 3 fighters, or as long as 1 fighter is alive, you are still in the battle. As soon as you lose all of your fighters, it's game over. And your fighters will respawn. So if I lose a fighter, I can jump in a different one, and then I'll have to get an X number of kills, and that'll bring in reinforcements. But yeah, I really love the style of this game. I love the way that it looks. I love the way that it handles. There we go, a little snipe on that fighter there. Nice. Okay, what else have we got to deal with? I thought there was the capital ship. Has that come in yet? There it is. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my destroyers to attack the flagship. Now the reason for that is my destroyers are equipped with anti-shield missiles, and they can engage those from pretty long distance, so I'm going to get them to engage him. Whilst they're doing that, I'm going to have my fighters go after these guys, and I'll get my frigate to back up my fighters. So hopefully when my fighters manage to get the shields off, the long-range gun that I've got equipped on my frigate, when I can find my frigate. Where's my frigate? There we are. Oh. Where? Yeah, so my frigate's equipped with a really long-range gun. You can see that at the front there, which can effectively snipe enemies once they've got no shield to really take their hulls out. One thing you will find is that, especially in later levels, there are sentry guns that have really massive ranges, so you have to kind of rush them with your fighters in order to keep your vehicles alive. I'm going to take back control of my ship here. You could actually run the whole level from that tactical view, having never flown a ship. So if you're more into, you know, being a commander than you are fighting, you can absolutely do that. Oh. And that's what happens when you lose all your fighters. I didn't actually realize we'd even lost any fighters. I don't know what happened to my fighters there. They just kind of melted away. So that's the idea. So we're going to try the level again. This time, maybe focus a bit more, but it gives you a sense of kind of how these levels play out. So what I like to do at the beginning is just immediately set targets. The frigates are going to go after that. Destroyers are going to go after that. And I'll leave my fighters. My fighters will kind of engage whatever. They're usually, the AI is quite sensible about what it engages. It prioritizes the right things. So if you've got missiles incoming, it will focus on them. If there's fighters, it'll focus on them over capital ships, etc. And if there's only capital ships, they will just engage. And you get all the information you need in the HUD here. So I can see the health of all my capital ships. I can see the health of my fighters, which I'll probably pay attention a bit more to now. Oh, I missed that a bit. Let's swing past him. See if we can get his engines. There are subsystems you can attack, so you can take out engines and weapons and stuff, which is especially useful in the early stages when you don't have a full fleet and you just want to kind of cripple the guards, deal with the objective, and then run the hell away. The count we've been here to assassinate's now dead. We just got this fighter here. There we go. Nice. That's mission complete. Maybe I'll start doing some of the scans that I have to do before the hostile battleship comes in. Let's go and do that. I love the music as well. The music is very, very reminiscent of Battlestar Galactica, which is my favorite sci-fi TV series. Probably my favorite TV series in the world. I really, really love that show. And this has given me a little bit of a feeling for it, and I really didn't feel like the time was that long. It was a short game, but time somewhat disappeared. I'm not going to go on any of the super late levels because I don't want to spoil some of the story, because there is a good story here. Okay, we're going to drop some purifier bombs. We still have all 3 of our fighters at the moment. And I think this is an indie dev team. I'm not sure how big they are. I don't think they're particularly large, but really, really fun. Found this through, there goes the carrier, we got rid of it there. Obsidian Ant, who's a YouTuber that I really like, and he focuses a lot on sci-fi games, and often the sci-fi games that are on my wish list are because he's recommended them, and this was one that I saw that he'd made a video on that I really wanted to check out. Right, back to where we are. So what we see there, you see these torpedoes, these blue, I can't select them, but they're torpedoes that are right in the center of the screen here. These torpedoes here. You can take them out with fires, you can shoot them down, or you can do what I do, which is I've got a drone that has an autocannon, so if I fly near those missiles, it'll take it out. So I think we need to refocus our efforts here. Let's get destroyers to engage that. Let's get my frigates engaging that. My fighters are going to go after slightly lighter targets. I'm going to kind of float in the middle and do what I can. The flagship is just in front of me here. I've got to be careful because if they've got long-range weapons, they can one-hit you if you don't have shields. So I can lose my shields very easily. Let's fly into these torpedoes and try and take them down. If I can. Some of those might hit. There we go. There goes my drone. You see that on the left there? So my drone managed to take out all of those missiles. That kind of gameplay is going to be really, really important in the late game of this. I've lost my shields and I got one hit. So as soon as you lose your shields, sometimes the bigger ships can absolutely annihilate you. It's been a little bit since I played this, so I'm a little bit rusty. I've certainly never done commentary on it yet, so have to bear with me as I readjust to what's going on. Just have to keep moving a little bit. I think my movement's been a bit choppy. I'm reloading. I love the long-range guns, but you don't get a lot of shots. I'm going to try and take out all of the support aircraft we can. Switch to our pulses, try and take the shields down on the destroyers. Just gonna keep moving. If you sit still, you're dead. So I just have to keep moving and adjusting. So we've managed to get one of our fighters back there. These are heavy destroyers, I think. They're quite a little bit more challenging than the regular destroyers, so you have to pay a little bit more attention. Right, we've lost the destroyer. Now, we don't get any capital ships back, okay? But we do get our fighters back. We drop bombs. Oh, I hit it. I hit it as it blew up. I think I'm still in it, though. I'm still in it. As long as I don't lose all three. But yeah, it's amazing how the sort of campaign develops. It develops really well. And, you know, the more ships you've got, the easier it is to try and face off against these big battleships. I'm going to pause here. Just going to have a little look at the situation. So we lost the destroyer. Our frigate's being engaged. He's about to lose his shields. At the moment, I really want everything to engage that, and my fighters are going to focus on that. These big battleships can also deploy repair drones, so you've got to be really aware of that. On reloads. There it is. Nice, we got that reload off. See if I can focus on this guy. Heavy corvettes can be a little bit of a problem for our fighters. And they can really irritate the destroyers, so the destroyers have more to deal with than they can. My destroyers are set up to be kind of anti-shield support long-range destroyers. And my frigate is long-range hull damage, so I'm going to balance the kind of needs for the mission with your fleet. And as I say, you can change those loadouts. Right, flagship is taking an absolute beatering. Beatering? That's a word. Absolute battering. Go on, boys, get in there. And it is very cinematic. And you can blow up subsystems, as I said. So one of the subsystems we'll maybe go for here, if I can get it selected, is the bridge. You hit the bridge, it starts a fire and continuously does damage. I think fire control disappears a bit. But if you're getting hammered, it's sometimes really useful to go for those subsystems. Subsystems first. So once we kill this, there shouldn't be any more reinforcements, and we should be able to finish off those bonus objectives that we've got lined up there. Which will be nice, hopefully. Nice and easy. Won't be too much of a worry. Oh my god. That was close. And yeah, I really love space games. I need more space games, so if you guys have got recommendations, let me know in the comments below. I'm going to try that. Is it called Altars? The Altars game, which is like a outpost thing, but you can clone people, you can clone yourself or something, to use different abilities, so you can make yourself make different life choices or something, and then you can spawn versions of yourself that are going to help you survive. I'm really curious about stuff like that. But this reminds me of old, like, almost PlayStation-esque space games. Kind of reminds me of like TIE Fighter, X-Wing, that kind of thing as well. Right, we probably only need a few more shots. I've got more bombs because I changed who I was, I think, right? So I maybe try and go for some bombs. That should finish it, surely. There it goes. The other thing about the game is it is also compatible with Track IR, which I've played with a little bit in this. But that's the head tracking software I used when I made DCS videos. So when you slightly turn your head, your character moves around and looks around. So you can have a really, really intense experience. I don't think this thing has HOTAS support, so you can't really use joysticks. But you can use head tracking, which is really fun. And creates a little bit more of a atmosphere to it, really. It's really, really fun. Where you can do and really get into the sort of roleplay a bit. Allies here. I don't think there's any enemies, so I'm going to go and finish off these bonus objectives, and that'll wrap up the level, I think. We'll see how we get on. And I love the little, really simple screen so you can see everything that's going on. Let's go down there. Let's scan our bonus objectives. We've got 2 there. I don't know which ones I have scanned, though. We'll just have to go through them all. And yeah, once you've completed absolutely everything, you can jump out of the system, and with the points and things that you earn in the game, that's how you unlock more abilities. We've done those ones. Where the other one's gone? But yeah, it's definitely one of those games where if you lose concentration, you're going to suffer the consequences, unfortunately, as you saw from my first run here. And I would consider myself quite an experienced player, so it's, you know, it's one of those things. If you guys would like to see a full playthrough, let me know. But I really recommend checking the game out, particularly as the Steam sale is still ongoing at the time of recording this. I can't remember how much it was, but it was very much on sale. So we're going to jump out here. We have to build up for hyperspace. I don't think the asteroids are going to matter, and then we'll jump out with our fleet. So before you're at the stage where you can take out those traitor battleships, then yeah, you can have some issues trying to escape and deal with all that. But you get a nice little formation on the way out too. There's the fighters joining up on me. I did alright there. About 8 minutes. Doesn't take too long to complete a level. Maybe we'll do one more. Okay, here we go. Right, so what we'll do is I'm gonna pause and prioritize targets here for me. So I think I'm going to send my fighters. We're going to go after... Let's go straight after the physician. Get the target sorted out. We'll have to kill some of those as well. And then what we'll do is I'm going to get my... So these are unshielded, so immediately I'm going to get my frigates to engage. And then I'm going to get my destroyers to engage the escorts, and we're going to deal with everything else that we see. That is civilians. So when civilians escape, they actually warn the enemies. And then you get more reinforcements to deal with. We're not going to worry too much about that in this run. It is something to be aware of. So once you've been given your orders as well, when you're a fighter, it shows the orders in order. That makes sense. So once I kill this guy, it will start targeting the next target that I asked to be targeted. So I've got a jammer. I think the heavy destroyer might have the jammer. We'll have to take that out as well. See if we can deal with the target here. My autocannon just took out his healing drone. I'm gonna have to take out that heavy destroyer real quick. Might go for a really fast torpedo run on it. Or bomb run rather on it. Where'd the physician go? Lost track. Is that okay? This is what I'm saying about head tracking would be really useful here. Here we go. Let's get the long range thing on. There we go. Goodbye. That's our target destroyed. Now we're going to go and help out our squad of destroyers and frigate up here. Because currently they are being heavily engaged by that thing. The personnel's around here. Alright, we're going to go after that thing. It's almost dead. Should be able to just blind fire some long range slugs in there. No more jamming for you. There he goes. Nice. And the explosions are very satisfying. I also like the sounds. Like, it almost sounds realistic. Okay, right. So, need to ascertain what's going on. Well, that's civilians escaping. That's fine now. The enemy know we're here. Get my fighters to engage that. We're just going to wait for that traitor battleship. And we're going to take it on the battleship again if we can. Again, it does take a long time to actually get to the stage where you can do that. Where you are able to start dealing with these traitor flagship. But once you can, it's very satisfying. It becomes its own little mini-game after the main missions. Right, here it comes. Alright, we're pausing again. We need to check out what kind of escorts we've got. Shielded. So let's use our fighters, destroyers, be the backbone of the shield removal. And if you like that, very simple thing in a lot of these sci-fi games is the, you know, there's a hull and there's shields and you've got to use different weapon types. You have to really think about what you're doing, and, you know, you can make your fleet composed of whatever you want. You could have the fighters be on anti-capital duty and all the support ships. Look at that. I do wish you could individually set things up. So you can only do, you know, this weapon for all destroyers, this weapon for all fighters. It'd be really interesting if you could actually change individual weapons so you can compose squadrons or whatever. I actually would be interested to see, you know, the hardest difficulty is fighter only, but I'd like to see a fighter only but plus the number of ships. So like the destroyers are all fighters as well, so you get 7 ships or something. It'd be really interesting to manage that, and maybe in the future, who knows. Oh no. Oh. As I said, you can put kamikaze modules on, so that means that you could effectively just throw ships at the enemy. I'm going to keep working on this. More reinforcements have just come in. Our capitals are... see if we can save my teammate there. There we go. Our capitals are engaging the big boy whilst we're dealing with everything else. We'll try and deal with the support. Okay, Epsilon 3 is dead. Okay, I'm ignoring the yellow skull because I know that that's the enemy battleship. Oh, there goes one of our destroyers, just detonated above me there. Off the background. But it's cool having this balance of tactics and also being able to make an individual impact. Right, we're going to go for a bomb run. See if we can get a bomb run off. I can't really see my crosshairs because of how bright the sun is. And as I said, they are dumb bombs, so they just kind of do whatever. Nothing can hit me, but it's being engaged so heavily by everything else, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Right, that's all my bombs away. Get around the other side. Here comes my fighters coming in to do some more damage. Going quite well. Very easy attack here. Here we go. And yeah, once you get to a point where you've figured out your composition and you kind of know how to fight these things, it becomes a really, really tactical, and, you know, every little decision is super important. The final level is quite challenging on the harder difficulties. I will say that. It definitely didn't take me first try. But I love the development of the game and the way that it sort of builds things up. I really, really enjoy it. Yeah, as I said, I would heavily recommend getting it. It is a really, really good time. A really interesting story as well. Short. Oh, I'm dead. A short but very, very interesting story. And that's kind of what I like. I like good narratives. Simple gameplay that takes a little bit to maybe master. Oh, he's escaped. He's not escaping. Get him, boys. Come on, I was close. I must have hit an object. He's actually escaping. Come on. Don't let him escape, boys. We gotta take him down. He's super far away from everything. Come on. Come on. I need to aim that a bit better. Over there. I got him. He's dead. Good. Right, let's finish up. Let's clean up the fighters. We might even clean up the outpost that's here as well. Okay. Fine. Blue is good. Blue is the enemies. Right, what we got going on here, boys? There's some extra reinforcements here. I want all my capital ships to engage their outpost. Mostly for fun. Killing the outpost doesn't give you anything, I don't think. It may be more points to get more unlock. And it could be fun to start destroying some of these outposts. We're getting bombs on this? Yeah. We're going to bomb the outpost. I don't know how much health these outposts have. Basically, the reason that the outposts and the crates and things are on some of the levels is that if you've lost all of your capital ships or something, and you're trying to get your fighter reinforcements and there's no enemies, then you can, you know, do it that way. It's easier. I'm going to drop bombs on this outpost. There we go. We're just going to clean everybody up. Maybe once the outpost is gone, you stop getting enemy reinforcements. I've never really focused on destroying them before, so I'm not really sure what happened. Missed. Come on. Good shot. There we go, there's the shot. Second fire here. Engaging. Just going to keep moving and wiggling. There we go. Yeah, if you keep moving in the fire, you're probably going to do pretty well. You'll usually survive. If you just keep your movement up. So you could easily build a build that just focuses on pure speed and movement. Okay, that destroyer that was over my shoulder just got one hit by our frigate. Come on, blow it up, boys. Come on, let's kill him. Get him. There it goes. Goodbye, outpost. Right, we've done our damage. We're going to RTB, regroup with the main fleet, and hopefully keep avenging the Emperor. But I hope you've enjoyed watching today, having a little look at House of the Dying Sun. I would recommend it if you like flight games, if you like space games, if you like Battlestar Galactica. It is really, really good. If you've enjoyed yourself, give me a like, subscribe if you want to see more from me. And I'll see you guys in the next video.